Chelsea, and this video is going to discuss using the payback method, internal rate of return, and net present value. Now, calculating the cash flow for a project is vital to ensuring your business can fund the project as well as pay the project expenses. This video will review various budgeting methods that may be used to evaluate project cash flows. The first method is net present value. Net present value takes the cash flow expected from a project and discounts the amount to determine the present value of the investment. Some advantages are that it takes into consideration the value of money over time, understanding that a future dollar is not worth the same as $1 presently. It also takes into consideration the amount of risk within an investment. A disadvantage is the cost of capital. A projected cost of capital, either too low or too high, could be detrimental to an organization's investment decision-making. Next is the internal rate of return. The internal rate of return measures how profitable a potential investment will become. This profitability measure is done so by making the net present value of all cash flows equal to 0. A high rate of return is desirable for investment endeavors. Some advantages are that, like net present value, time value of money is taken into consideration. There's also more room for error in estimations, unlike net present value. Disadvantages are that it does not work for all project types, such as dependent and mutually exclusive. It also does not consider the dollar value of benefits. For example, a high dollar amount with a low rate of return should still be chosen over a low dollar amount with a high rate of return. The final method is the payback method. The payback method is the amount of time it takes for the cost of an investment to be returned. A shorter payback period is desired, as this means there's a higher return on the investment being made. Advantages are that it's easily understood and simple. It also provides a quick determination. When two companies are compared, the shortest payback period is chosen. Some disadvantages are that time value of money is not considered. There's also a focus on only short-term profit, so more long-term investments may be bypassed. In order to further explain each of these methods, we will now go through a number of examples to illustrate how these can be applied to evaluate project cash flows. So, the first question, if you want to accumulate $500,000 in 20 years, how much do you need to deposit today that pays an interest rate of 15%? So first, we see the formula here. We're trying to find the present value. So, we know our future value is $500,000. And we have 20 years, so $500,000 divided by 1.15 because our interest rate is 0.15. And we come up with $30,543.68 is what we need to deposit today. Next, what is the future value if you plan to invest $200,000 for 5 years and the interest rate is 5%? So here we want the future value. We know today we're investing $200,000. The rate is 5% and it's a term of 5 years. So $200,000 times 1.05 to the 5th power, and it results to $255,256.31. Next, what is the interest rate for an initial investment of $100,000 to grow to $300,000 in 10 years? Now this one we're looking for the interest rate. So we see here the formula for the interest rate. We plug in what we know. We're looking for a future value of $300,000, a present value of $100,000, term of 10 years. So, fill in everything that we know. Again, term of 10 years. And we come up with 11.61% is our interest rate. The next we're looking for If your company purchases an annuity that will pay $50,000 a year for 10 years at an 11% discount rate, what is the value of the annuity on the purchase date if the first annuity payment is made on the date of purchase? So we're looking for the present value of an annuity. Again, here's the formula that we're going to be using. We know that we're paying $50,000 a year. So we'll fill all of that in, knowing what we have. And so 10 years is our term. We're going to divide it by our rate, which we know to be 11%. And comes out to $295,500. And lastly, what is the rate of return required to accumulate $400,000 if you invest $10,000 per year for 20 years? Assume all payments are made at the end of the period. So this we're looking for the rate of return, which is a little bit of a more difficult equation. Here we have it listed at the bottom. And we fill in everything that we know. And we come out to a rate of return of 6.77%. Now, one more example that we can use. We're given two different projects, Project A and Project B. Here we can see that we had an initial investment of $10,000, so we were at a loss. And then Project A had $5,000 each year, Project B $20,000 each year. Now, using the formula, you can see here how we inputted it into Excel. We found that the net present value for Project A was $2,434.26. Net present value for Project B came out to a negative $5,000, $262.96. So using the net present value between Project A and Project B, Project A would be selected because it yields a positive result and Project B has a negative result. The same thing would go for the payback method. If you look, it only takes 2 years to pay back the initial investment that we had for Project A. However, it takes 3 years to pay back our initial investment for Project B. So using the payback method, we would also want to select Project A. So my hope is that this video presentation brought to you a better understanding as to why understanding how to utilize these various budgeting methods is so important as a manager. We want to ensure that wise investments are being made that will provide value to your company. Utilizing the methods discussed within this video will ensure that the correct investment decisions are being made. Thank you.